We are here today to announce that the Justice Department has secured felony guilty pleas from the world's largest cryptocurrency exchange, Binance.
Actually, it's Binance.
Binance.
Binance. Largest virtual.
Binance.
Binance. And let me be clear. It's Binance.
Binance.
Binance. Council has discussed crypto regulations and legislations at length, and we have come to the conclusion that instead of regulating, we are going to ape a fat bag each into laptop and pump it to over $1,300,000,000,000,000,000,000 market cap. Let's fucking go, crackheads.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Crypto Morning Coffee. I got my coffee locked and loaded, ready to go, because we have to talk about a drastic development that could influence altcoins and could even spark the altcoin season, and that is that Gary Gensler is hinting at his resignation. Of course, we know that Gary Gensler would have been replaced anyways by the beginning of the year, but now also a couple of senators are going to sue him, so we are going to look at that. Also, Bitcoin consolidating a little bit, altcoins getting wrecked whenever Bitcoin pulls back, but there is also more that hints to altcoin season being only a couple of days, maybe 20 days away at best. So that all is very exciting if we think about that our altcoins are still laying close to the floor and are ready to pump. So make sure to stay all the way through for this content. And then we are also, as always, even though people hate it, we are going to continue to talk about Ecomi and VeVe. So make sure to stay through all the way. So, good morning to each and every one of you. It's the freaking Friday and we are sitting at 87,700 Bitcoin. That's where we are. And for this Friday morning, what the heck is happening with my camera? There we go. For this Friday morning, we need a deep sip of coffee here. Also, this now it has to be the VeChain, the VeChain coffee, and then we hope that also VeChain is going to pump really nicely, as it already has shown once before. So, with that, may I ask you to smash up the like button right now, subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet, notifications on, and I see a couple of people here. Come on, guys, it's Friday. Let's be happy, let's be excited, even though the Bitcoin pulls back a little bit. Patrick Bultman is here. Good morning to you. Wes is here. What up, PH? Everything is all right. So, but people are not excited when there is no large green candles. People are getting used to large green candles. So let's check out what is going on. We have here our latest all-time high, only a couple of, 2 days ago, 93,509. This was outrageous a while ago to even think about these numbers. And now we are consolidating a little bit under this new all-time high. 7% drawdown was the maximum, but we are getting already new buy pressure in. Hey, what is up, Pro Legendary? Good to see you as well. So looking at the 4-hourly, we see that we have pumped massively, and as you know, always what is happening is that after a very strong impulse move, there is a corrective move also coming. And what we have to see is whenever we have such a steep incline, right, then it is likely, the steeper it is, it will not continue forever, and then it might correct, right? So you might lose this level and correct. So on a broader scale, though, I think it's very clearly visible that we are in the banana zone already, and that we have been pumping basically, although it didn't feel like it, but since end of 2022, beginning of 2023, we have been going up in a massive way. And if you would have bought Bitcoin in that time, you would be up almost 6x, right? So for the all-time high, which is crazy to think, because it doesn't feel that way. It doesn't feel that way with all these big pullbacks, right? Here pullback, there pullback, next pullback will be coming at some point, but maybe not now, like in the big one, or in the big way of 30% or something like that, right? So maybe we are rallying more, maybe we are even breaching 100k before, or it will happen at 100k. But that is all well. Now let's talk about the big news here. So what is happening is, just minutes after Gary Gensler released a statement suggesting he may be leaving the SEC, 18 US states have sued the SEC, according to Fox News. These 18 states are accusing the SEC of unconstitutional overreach and unfair persecution of crypto industry. The suit specifically mentions the unconstitutional overreach under Chair Gary Gensler, and it was I said in the intro that it was senators, but actually attorney generals. So the lawsuit was signed by 18 Republican attorney generals. It alleges the SEC has infringed upon states' rights to regulate their economies, and Ripple XRP is up over 15% following this news. So this is fresh out of the oven. Here's the complaint. So we have here Kentucky, Nebraska, Tennessee, West Virginia, Iowa, and so on and so on. And this could be interesting. And maybe if this sparks a pump out of XRP in the long run, if this leads to something, that also might spark more excitement about altcoins in general, the ones with use cases, not only meme coins that are more short-lived, right? So that definitely is happening. But the main driver for this has to be Bitcoin at some point, Bitcoin dominance topping out, which we are going to look at in a second. But it is really good that the legislation that is coming after the inauguration of Donald Trump and the change in the head of SEC might be a catalyst. So there is not much time left until altcoins might be pumping. Yeah, market boring, stream is not. GM boys, Green Lantern, that is very good. Pumping in the gym only, man, you are killing it. It's always good. Like, this is the thing. If Bitcoin takes longer to get to wealth, you need your health, right? So if Bitcoin takes if Bitcoin takes a couple of years more, you will enjoy way more of your gains if you have good health. So going to the gym and working out is definitely mandatory to enjoy what is coming in this crypto market, right? Good. Now let's talk about VanEck predicting this cycle now with 180k, and he also says some interesting things in the meantime. So let's check this out here. It's only a couple of seconds, minutes, whatever.
This year, let's talk about the crypto market and bring in Matthew Siegel, head of digital assets research at VanEck. I thought, Matt, that it was definitely long in the tooth, this sort of mania. You say there's, at least for your work, that you don't necessarily see that yet in terms of whether it's totally overdone?
Joe, we think it's just getting started. As we expected, Bitcoin saw this high volatility pump after the election. We're now in blue sky territory, no technical resistance, and we think we're likely to make repeated all-time highs over the next 2 quarters. the same pattern played out 4 years ago. Between the election and the end of the year in 2020, Bitcoin doubled. There were about 10% corrections, so it's not going to be a straight line, but we're up 30% so far, and a number of indicators that we track are still flashing green for this rally to continue. This is a state change in terms of government support. Look at this cabinet, the VP, Attorney General, Director of Defense, National Security Advisor, possibly even the Secretary of Treasury being pro-Bitcoin. That's not including Elon and VanEck. So the number of calls that I'm getting inbound from investment advisors who are at 0 and looking to get to 1%, or at 1% and looking to get to 3%, these calls are starting to accelerate, and we think the flows are going to follow.
Okay, so a quick pause here. So a couple of very interesting things. First of all, he says indicators show it might go for 2 quarters total. We are pumping since 2 months, right? And the other one is all these asset managers and banks and whatever, everyone who clients that are calling them, being only at 1% shows you how much exposure potential there's left for them in Bitcoin. And this is where I think we have talked about institutional FOMO a long time, right? So very interesting stuff here from VanEck. I don't think so, Wes. The bull run is not over, and the banana zone has just started. I don't think it's over.
So our price target for this cycle is 180K. We think we can reach that next year. That would be 1,000% return from the bottom to the peak this cycle. That's still the smallest Bitcoin cycle by far.
And double from here, basically. You look at weird things, Matthew, like, so you Google search for Bitcoin is one of the things. So you would expect, if we were getting toppy, you would expect.
What do you mean that's a weird thing? We are doing that almost every day, so maybe I should found an asset manager, so if that's noteworthy on TV. Also, you can bring me on CNBC, no problem.
Expect that was off the charts, and it's not yet?
Google searches are nowhere near where they were 4 years ago. Coinbase's rank in the Apple and Android app stores, nowhere near where it was 4 years ago. Look at the internals of the derivative markets, what it costs for funding to put on Bitcoin futures trades. You know, it's up, but once we get into this price discovery mode, it tends to stay elevated for quite some time.
This is also interesting, right? So he really has this conviction. Also, he's repeating a lot of stuff that is one of the like Twitter bro knowledge, right? With Coinbase being the #1 downloaded app, because most people are going to buy their first stuff on the phone. They want to track. You know how it was when you first got into crypto, right? I mean, everyone here can relate to this. You buy an altcoin and it's immediately up 20%. Next time you look, it's 50%. Next time you look, it's 120%. And you're like, oh my God, I'm an incredible fucking genius. I should buy another altcoin on the phone, like on the job, like a refreshing on the phone, like every 2 minutes. So you need the download of this app, right, to track your portfolio. And that's what he means, right? So these downloads are a good indicator for all the new people to come in when these downloads shoot up. And then also Google search terms, because people they don't know where to find the let's say the cream de la cream of information, right? So they are Googling. I also did that, right? I Googled crypto altcoin, like best altcoin, top 10 altcoin, I don't know what. Bitcoin price target. I Googled this in the beginning, yeah, because when I was really new, because I didn't know where to find information, yeah. Now I'm sitting in my crypto bubble with all of you degens and know exactly where I find my stuff. So yeah, that is interesting for sure.
What if Gensler's gone, as Trump said on day one, or someone said on day one? I mean, I could imagine that. I don't know when, though, it actually becomes a sell on the news, because I don't know. Maybe I'm just think that it's more of a mania move now than it actually is. But it just seems like it's been a heck of a move. Think it'll move when Gensler's gone, if he's gone?
Yeah, I think, maybe the disappointment phase will set in 1 to 2 quarters after the inauguration. Okay. There's really 4 major impacts here. Okay. One is just the positive impact on dynamism when you stop suing people for breaking rules that have never been written down. That's a long way of saying that regulation by enforcement is going to end. We're already seeing the economic impact of that. There are crypto projects that are announcing that they're going to hold conferences in the U.S. for the first time ever, open offices in the U.S. and New York. It's just great for U.S. jobs and GDP, right? We've got the Bitcoin reserve that would legitimize this asset as a reserve asset, pave the way for it to be used as a global settlement currency, as the BRICS countries have been doing. President Trump recognizes the synergies between Bitcoin and AI. They are 2 sides of the same coin. If you want to have cheap AI, you're going to want to combine it with Bitcoin mining to take advantage of that cheap power.
They're telling me we got...
Okay, so I think the moderator, like the interviewer, he just can't follow. He doesn't know. He has spent too much time in his anti-crypto sphere and so on. He just can't follow. He can't relate. But that is no problem. I think it's super interesting, this opening up of the US that had shut down for years, basically. Everything that happened in terms of innovation in crypto sued companies, as we heard, for rules that have never been written down. You guys remember that when Coinbase, in the beginning, Coinbase had such a hard time to become the custodian of these ETFs, and was also having big trouble with the SEC, because the SEC said come in and report, and then we'll give you guidance on how you do that. And then they came in, basically they said came into the building, and then they got sued. So this is what happened. And now this will change, and I think this is going to be a massive catalyst for crypto, Bitcoin in itself. Also, we have another video here lined up, but quickly. VanEck said the indicators that they're looking at are flashing bullish and don't signal the end of the move. And I think there are a couple of technical indicators that imply the same. So as you know, we're looking at the TSI, a bullish cross on the TSI, and basically expanding chart, so upwards move of the TSI plus these 2 lines here going out from each other. That implies that the move is longer, as we also see here on the last move that Bitcoin had. So there are only, in this whole bull run, there are only 2 big bullish crosses on the weekly for the TSI, and both have led to the biggest moves for Bitcoin. And here we have the third, right? So this is now the 3rd bull cross on the TSI, and if you want to see what I just marked, it's here, and now it's here, right? That these are the 3 crosses. So you can imagine, like, this move was not so clean, but it was also coming out of the bottom, and it was still, look at this, still the full total of the move was about 100%, just short of 100%, and this move on the next bull cross was 174 or 175%, whereas our move now is only 44%. So there is good chance that this is going another 50% or so. So that, or like in a total to 100% move. Yeah. So the same counts for the MACD, right? Also MACD crosses in the cycle are very rare. We only have bullish crosses 1, 2, and now the 3rd, right? It's the same line up. Also, it just happened, right? The RSI on the weekly is barely in the overbought territory, so there is a long way to go until the 90s. Yeah, on the weekly, right? Same accounts for, let's just get quickly rid of, can I, okay, now. The same accounts for the monthly, basically, that these bullish indicators exist, and this is I just wanted to keep this chart basically very, very clean so we can work in that without explaining the entire word again. But on the monthly we have the same, like only that on the monthly we're basically only getting this one cross and then the entire bull run happens. So we had our bull cross here, right, here, and the whole move is happening, as well as on the MACD, as well as no overbought on the RSI. So these are the three indicators that I am mostly looking at here. By the way, guys, smash up the like button if you enjoy this type of content. And let's see here a little bit the chat. Mark D says, my state, Pennsylvania, introducing legislation to put up to 10% of the state treasury into Bitcoin. Let's go. Again, so Wes, I hope this all responds to whether the bull run is over or not. I don't think so. I think this move has just started. Hasululu says GM. So Friday excitement is definitely readable here on your statement. Kai Star says, hello mate and good day, sir. Good day to you as well. And yeah, let's see the second part of bullishness here coming from Michael Saylor, because there's also an interesting fact into everyone knows that he's going to buy another 42 billion of Bitcoin and he doesn't really care about the price point. So let's look at this as well.
MicroStrategy, which revealed it bought more than 27,000 Bitcoins over the past 2 weeks. Shares of MicroStrategy hit an all-time high yesterday as well. Joining us now in an exclusive interview is Michael Saylor, co-founder and executive chairman at MicroStrategy. He is joining us from the Cantor Crypto, Digital Assets, and AI Infrastructure Conference in Miami. Michael, it's great to have you on the show.
Yeah, thanks for hosting me, Morgan.
So I'm going to start right there. The torrid run we've seen in Bitcoin, is this all just anticipation about what a Trump administration is going to mean for it?
You know, the red wave is probably the biggest thing that's happened in the past 4 years for Bitcoin. It's incredibly auspicious for Bitcoin and for the entire crypto industry. But we're also getting a lot of very constructive support from Wall Street. BlackRock has been a very, very strong voice articulating the Bitcoin value proposition. And of course, MicroStrategy on October 30th announced that we were going to raise $42 billion to buy Bitcoin. And that's the same as saying we're going to buy every Bitcoin mined for the next 3 years at $85,000 or more Bitcoin. So
and this is what we have to see, right? I think this is the most bullish way, or the most comprehensive way also of looking at it. I mean, the entire Bitcoin that's going to be mined throughout this cycle until the next halving, they are going to buy up with this one allocation, with one raising 42 billion, right? At current at current prices, it would be that at least.
So there's a lot of bullish things going on in the market right now.
And I do want to get to that audacious $42 billion fundraising plan of yours. But first, there's a lot of regulation and regulatory aspects that are in focus with the Trump administration coming into play. SEC chairman, for example, a lot of expectations that Gary Gensler is going to step aside. And I realize Bitcoin itself is governed as a commodity, unlike other cryptocurrencies. But when you're talking about the ETFs and when you're talking about the cryptocurrency exchanges and when you're talking about companies like yours, MicroStrategy, which is publicly traded, it is SEC. So how important is that appointment going to be? And who would you like to see at the helm?
Well, I think whoever chairs the SEC has probably the most pivotal role in the entire digital assets industry. I think this is incredibly bullish for digital assets. It's very good for the crypto industry. We're going to see a lot more pro-Bitcoin policies. We're going to see a digital assets framework. We're going to see an end to the war on crypto. We're going to see a lot of pro-Bitcoin, pro-business policies. And I think that clearly the SEC will be a big part of it. So it's above my pay grade to have an opinion on who it's going to be. But I think it's pretty clear the House, the Senate, the White House, they're all very pro-crypto. So I expect that we'll have a very supportive head of the SEC.
Michael, well,
So very interesting here. We are not going to listen to all of it here from Michael Saylor directly, but what is interesting is, first of all, there is no above above his pay grade. Like, he's above everyone's pay grade. But so you see that there is a narrative coming out right now with this switch of the SEC, right? We did listen to two different individuals, like VanEck and Michael Saylor, in two different interviews, and the story that is being told is, hey, there is pro crypto business legislation coming. There is pro crypto in general, pro Bitcoin, pro everything. Like US is opening up, end of war on crypto, and so on. This has led to a downfall in the altcoin prices in general when it was introduced, when it happened. Like, over the last more than 4 years, this war on crypto happened. Now it's going away. So that means you basically release the cap on a high pressure boiling pot. Yeah, so that is basically what's happening, and everything will be coming out. And together with that, so companies see this, they know it's okay now. They don't get judged on TV for buying Bitcoin ETF. They can even play with altcoins, implement crypto into their business models, and so on, right? So we see a massive Bitcoin ETF filing day, 13F disclosures today from Cantor Fitzgerald, Citadel, Royal Bank of Canada, Goldman Sachs, Morgan Stanley, State of Wisconsin, Bank of America, UBS, HSBC, Macquarie Bank, whatever. The tsunami of also Bitcoin disclosures is coming. And this is only a chunk of it, right? So now coming to the hot topic, or we are at this topic all the time, but now coming to what we really can see here. So I think this is a very beautifully painted chart here from Crypto Rover. And what we're seeing is that every time when the RSI on this altcoin dominance basically is heading upwards, hitting its head on the trend line, right? As we're seeing here, as we also see one data point here. Not long after, we are coming down. I mean, this is the weekly. Not long after, we are coming down after this orange-red phase ends, as we see here. After this halving, 224 days to the exact, we are coming down, and the altcoin season basically starts, right? I mean, we see here there's a long time from here to there, right? Where this actually happened. So maybe even this peak is the more accurate one. But the interesting part is 224 days from the halving is where usually the altcoin season really starts. The question is, will it be exactly 224 days now, and how long are we from this day? Someone said muted. Can you guys confirm that I'm muted? Because I have the microphone open and I see 40 people here, and you're the only one that says muted. So I'm not convinced that you don't have a sound problem. By the way, we have 40 people here. Trucking Hank says it. Smash the like button, people. We should have 40 likes by now. If we don't have 40 likes, that's a shame. And also, if you don't like the stream, then altcoin season will not start, right? So that is definitely happening. So let's look at how we are doing with the altcoin season regarding, we are pulling up the same chart. And we need to find out thanks to the Rare Hodlers, by the way, to sponsoring the premium of the Trading View. That is to the. There we go. So where was the halving? The halving was in 15th of April, more or less, right? 19th of April, I think it was. But I can, yeah, okay, 22th of April is here. So we can count the days of, where is it? Come on, where is it? There. 13th of May. It's really hard on this. There you go. And we are here today. I mean, it's a weekly chart. You can select separate days. So I might have to go, but let's just say to the so to the 18th of November, which would be next Monday. So it always goes from Monday to Monday. It would be 210 days. So that would mean that there also needs to be another 14 days after that. That would bring us to initial of December, right? So we should not expect an altcoin season before the beginning of December, right? You see this here? So 210 days from 22nd April to 18th of November, right? So there and thereabout, 224 days after the halving would that be. So there you go. Top 10s is here. Sounds good. Thank you very much. Mewtwo says, of course we like it. This stream is the best one out there. You are the Michael Saylor of crypto and VeVe streams. Thank you very much. Thank you very. I don't know if that's a compliment or if this borderline crazy, but yeah, I think it's the only chance that many people have at the moment in this world to behave like a MicroStrategy, go full degen conviction into certain things, and then hope it works out in the end, right? But yeah, so far so good. So that would mean maybe we can mark that the let's say the 1st of September or some 1st of December. We should mark that. What if I set a call out for December? No, that's the 30th. That's not what I wanted. Damn. There you go. 2nd. Right? I mean, it doesn't look like it looks like it's now. Why didn't it keep it though? Because I didn't write anything. Okay. Shit. Give me a second. 2nd of December. Start of alt season? Question mark. Oh, let's not do the question mark. According to this rule, this is the start of the alt season. Now let's look at this in the daily. There you go, right? So now on the daily, we see that it's not far away, but also it's like, I don't know, it's still 2 weeks, right? It's still a little bit more. 15 days still until Omi pump. Hide the pain, hodler. Yeah, maybe. Who knows, right? But some movement there will be. I mean, if all this money just drops into average, I mean, some of the exchanges also like they offer just top 100 to top 1 to 100 and just drop money into it. So everything in these top 100s will pump. But yeah, so this also means if that's the case, that means we have about 15 days to get into position. But don't take this as a guaranteed. Everything in crypto can happen. But according to this, like if this holds true, then it always was like about 224 days until the collapse happens. So, and then from there we have 2 to 3 months absolute altcoin degeneracy, and that also means from that point on we have to be very, very cautious what happens, how deep it falls, where the resistances are, to determine when the majority of profits needs to be taken, and then we have to look at individual altcoins, how they are doing, right? Also, Chainlink here saying, so we have this World Liberty Financial, which is from Eric Trump, and they are basically saying World Liberty Financial partnership with Chainlink marks huge step forward. Never before have we been more bullish on crypto or the overall future of DeFi technology. So this could be also the whole thing has been retweeted by Eric Trump, by Donald Trump. So Chainlink is really at the center, at the core of it all, right? So Chainlink doing extremely well. Let's see how our retail guys are doing with coming in and so on. Let's see how probably we are missing a part of the retail by not looking at Pnut or Act or something like that. But we see that the projection for the end of this month, because this is like a super high level chart, is 74. And the funny thing is, Ethereum was already at 8 in the projection, now it's only at 7. So you really don't have any focus of retail on altcoins, right? That's what it means. It means everyone's looking at Bitcoin, no one's looking at altcoins. I mean, we could technically exchange, for example, this for search term altcoin and see how this then projects. But you see, there's nothing. Like the search term altcoin is even worse than Ethereum. So I usually like to use Ethereum as a marker. Maybe we can look for Solana, how many people are looking for Solana. So there we see also here, this is a 5. So more people are looking for Ethereum than for Solana. So I think Ethereum is the best marker for seeing when the altcoin season might start. Right, so I think this is the best marker for seeing when retail really goes for altcoins, and that might be in the end of December. That might be in January. We don't know, right? Give it time, but certainly the move just has started. Let's look at the market here a little bit. We see that Pnut is still going absolutely crazy. This is the weekly. So on the day, we see a little pullback on almost everything, 10, 12%, nothing too crazy. What is pumping though on the news is XRP and then also HBAR. I think there was some news about HBAR being also used by some bigger institution or government or whatever. There was some news. Then also a couple of things are Rndr, Bread, Algo, Crow, and so on. They're a little bit red. Some memes are pulling back big time. And we see across the pullback is everywhere. It's about 3 to 4% across all coins. In the top 200, we see a couple of things moving. SPX, Degen, CatDog, virtual protocol is green. The rest basically red, also 5 to 12% across the board. Doge had pumped massively now, 31%. If you look on the weekly, you will see it's still big. And then obviously also Act. I mean, Act is pulling back now. I think that's where people take out profits. We will see. But these are meme coins that are pumping like crazy. And the narrative is, at the moment, memes are in a super cycle, only memes matter, blah, blah, blah. I don't believe it. I don't buy it. And the best proof for this is this, right? Chainlink and other coins with fundamentals, they have good news. Let's see how Chainlink, I don't think that Chainlink pumped much, but we will see. There you go. Chainlink is green today, but it is only up 20% on the month. So I think this time is still coming. But you also see, like on the weekly, for example, in the top 100, Sui and other things like up 50%. So it's not that they are not moving. It's not that they don't get any love from investors. But the investors are still cautious to allocate money as long as Bitcoin dominance and Bitcoin showing that much strength, right? And as long as the narrative is as big as it is right now. So I think it will come. My prediction is that that meme coins will do well during the entire cycle, but also the other coins, they're going to start flying very, very soon. So I wouldn't be too much afraid of that. Now, I think we have only one thing in front of us now, and that is not sand, but coming back to Ecomi. OMI USDT, and I think we have now a shift a little bit in the perception of Ecomi, as many people are now, let's go to the daily, as many people are now discussing really discussing about implementation, what it means to hold Ecomi, where we are basically at all-time lows, a little bit of a bounce back here, but you always know how this ends. Usually a sell-off into a bounce back, and I think this is going to go on until all the whale wallets that wanted to sell are out of selling, and then we will see what is going to happen. So we will see here how it's going for Ecomi in the future, but so far nothing has really changed. We see that Ecomi has been falling out of this wedge, and we are still waiting for whales to make their move. The volume is a little bit higher because of sales volume, because people got their money back from Bitforex, their coins, they're selling it now. There are a couple of so in our Rare Hodler Telegram group, you can also align. If you want to sell your OMI, you might find one or the other buyer to do a direct trade. But overall, yeah, it's up to everyone to decide what is going on, right? It's that the path is clear at the moment to the downside if nothing big happens. The speculation of Ecomi bulls is that if the regulatory clarity happens in the US through the change in the SEC and change the policy, that exchanges in the US are possible for Ecomi. And then it's only up to the Ecomi VeVe team to take some money in hand, because you don't have volume, right? So then if you don't have volume, you have to pay to get on these exchanges. And that basically is what is going to happen, because at the moment it doesn't really have that much of volume here in the token. So yeah, that basically is what is necessary for Ecomi and VeVe. And I think what's necessary is a roadmap. I wanted to discuss this yesterday, but I didn't. I forgot. So here's Pokemon TCG Pocket, right? And no, I'm not saying anything about relationship with VeVe. What I want to say is that they have release future update plans. So this is something that Ecomi did or used to do in the bull run, in the last bull run, and what I think is necessary to do again for Ecomi in this bull run. So we have your future update plans to all of you playing Pokemon. This is a Pokemon trading card game, Pocket Operations Team. First off, we would like to blah blah. So we are continuing to develop and operate the game so that everyone can enjoy it even more, and we plan to hold a variety of in-game events in Pokemon trading card game Pocket going forward. So how could this be? This could be something on the Ecomi channel looking like this. Future update plans. We are continuing to develop and operate Ecomi, right? The Ecomi token. Yeah, something like that. We are going to continue to develop the Ecomi token so that everyone can use it to purchase VeVe collectibles and enjoy burns, blah blah, that are coming. Like, it could sound like something like this, right? I don't think it's difficult to write something like this. Put out a future development intention plan, whatever, like a letter of intention, right? Out for everyone to read on Twitter, and then back it up by one functionality or so that you're bringing. Yeah, that is something that would be good. Jasper says Omi will moon next year, so I really hope so for everyone else, but I have my doubts. But maybe also this year is coming to an end very, very soon. So if the priority is not on Ecomi this year, maybe it's in the beginning of next year, who knows, right? But overall, be very careful with a token that looks like this at the moment. Yeah, of course, if something would completely change, like 180 degrees, like priority, actual execution, OMI directly tied in a way that is not stacker. And I'm not hating on stacker, I'm just saying it will be very complicated for an increased user base to create another account and then to get a wallet and connect that wallet and whatnot, right? So getting OMI and purchasing with OMI is not that easy for the masses as it seems. So which is why you have to cater to the crypto community, because most people in crypto by now know how to use a wallet and so on, right? So that's basically that. Yeah. So let's quickly, we didn't do that for a couple of days, so let's quickly look at what's going on the on Stacker. We're looking at that, so not hating on Stacker at all. I think the site is very good. We have a couple of sales from yesterday, big sales on VeVe. We have a Spider-Man secret rare at $3,000. We have a VeVe Gold logo at close to $6,000. 2 partner statues at 1.3K and a Lamborghini Countach 48 mint, where the floor is sitting at 4.2K. So these collectibles, they are going for some monies, right? I mean, what is that? Like 1.x ETH? What is ETH? Like $3,000? So these are 0.3 ETH. These are 2 logos at 2 ETH, 1 ETH for an animated Spider-Man. So if you would look at that this way, then okay, the prices are okay for a let's say de facto NFT bear market. It still is, as NFTs are lagging 1 year behind. They should have bottomed right now. I think they have bottomed already, also on VeVe, as we have had already seen a close to 1K partner statue, as we already had seen a 2.5K Spider-Man, as we already have seen many of these prices lower than that. So maybe there's a turnaround in the grails on VeVe, which implies that something that we now can have this pre-bull stage. We will see how it turns out, but I'm still confident that something in that sense will happen, and that will maybe not affect all of the collectibles on VeVe. By the way, we have another little jump after a very steady rise on the users. We have here from, what is that, about 40, 41, 42 new wallets in 3 days or so. I don't know exactly what happened. Maybe there is a drop that that got people a little bit excited. Maybe we can look here at what exactly that could have been. I think maybe that was the X-Men drop. I don't know. Not sure. Yeah, there were. So what was that? 3 days ago? No, the Wolverine is longer ago. I don't know exactly what happened, because there were only 2 comics, but there are new wallets that are non-zero somehow. And VeVe is going with DesignerCon. I don't know if they are at DesignerCon, because I think they are partnered with DesignerCon creators. So we are going to see a lot of art drops right now. So we have this DesignerCon mascot that is always coming out. We have the Matt Gondek drop. We have this Nina Palomba, which I don't even know what that is, but people like golden collectibles, so who knows, right? So that all is happening. Let's take a quick look at VeVe page to see what is being announced as well. So yeah, exactly, this DesignerCon. So VeVe has partnered with DesignerCon to release variety of digital collectibles from some long-standing Decon talent. DesignerCon will release daily drops on VeVe during its first event in Las Vegas, Nevada, over the course of the weekend. But I think it doesn't sound like they are going to be there, right? So let's see what is in this article. Yeah, they don't say they are there. So this mascot is extremely scarce, it seems, and only 25 for 245 edition. So VeVe is really playing into the scarcity here. This one only 88, so there's a chase even in this for $25. Then this heart is also only $20. And very scarce. So there are versions. Actually, what the heck is this? So this one is there are different ultra rares that have different amounts. So this is 300, 500 editions, 500 editions. Okay, so it's not that scarce. Wait, this is a craft, and then okay, so there are different ultra rares. What is this? Josh Divine Big Vase. This is actually funny. These things remind me of Super Mario. 15 gems, 775 editions, and also some rarities. Yeah, definitely reminds me of Super Mario. 250. So this 15 gem, I think actually they did something a lot right with the drops here on DesignerCon. I don't know why they did not go. Maybe it didn't really bring new user inflow at DesignerCon, and people are online anyways. I don't know about that. But yeah, they're not going. Share the Almos. So then, okay, so here's a comic drop that is coming, the Throg. We have the collectible on the app. I don't know if we already have a comic of Throg here, but I don't think so. This one is just funny. Let's see how the scarcity is on these. On the Throg. Maybe that's something to go for. I really like these white panel things, to be honest. Like 5,000 total editions and 699. That's fine, right? Yeah, maybe I'll go for one and just hope that I get anything but the uncommon. Maybe the ultra rare also. I'm not quite sure if this is a VeVe exclusive ultra rare. Where does it say that? Does it say that anywhere? Yeah. So rare and ultra rare are VeVe exclusive covers by Paco Diaz and Frank D'Amata. So this is still happening with the VeVe exclusives from time to time, which I really like. That is one of the things that made me bullish on the VeVe comics. Anyways, let me see here. DesignerCon's almost here, so get ready, Noonish friends. So there seems that there are a little bit more drops maybe coming during DesignerCon. I think that's actually pretty cool. Yeah, so that's it, guys, for today. Make sure to smash up the like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet, notifications on, and enjoy your weekends, but stay tuned for more content. We never know when crypto is pumping again, and there's more to discuss, so stay tuned. And wherever you are on the world, have yourselves a great morning, evening, day, night, or afternoon, and enjoy your coffees. Have a good one, everyone, and bye.